Hi, everybody. Welcome to your Thursday evening Facebook Live. My name is Sarah Edwards, and I come to you guys live every Tuesday and Thursday to show you a fun new project. Sorry, I'm actually just making sure we are live on my news feed, and I think I heard it, but for some reason I wasn't prepared with my iPad open. So good evening, everybody. I'm just going to chit chat for a second until the news feed gets into everybody's information to say that we are live. And I see a couple friends are starting to join. Hello, Darlene and Anna. Good evening. So we are getting pretty darn close to the new catalog going live, and I'm super excited to show you guys a fun new project that I designed. I don't know if I can say that I designed it. I did find a similar design online, and I kind of altered it to kind of what I wanted to play with tonight. So I don't know if I created it, but it's a sample of what I saw online that I thought was super cute. So good evening, Karen and Susan, Bev. Hello, ladies. Good evening. So I was up at 3 a.m. this morning. So I have a cute little shirt on, but I have my pajamas on underneath because as soon as the live's over, we are not finishing our TV show. I am going straight to bed because I have to be up at 2:30, 3 o'clock again tomorrow morning for work. I'm not used to working this many hours, but I have taken quite a bit of time off the last couple weeks, so I kind of have to make up some hours. So anyway, so I am working again tomorrow early morning. So anyway, let's see. Good evening, Monique. I am going to flip you over and just kind of show you a little bit of what we're playing with, just because it might be a little bit of a moment. There's a lot of die cutting that we're going to be doing. But this is the new catalog that goes live on May 4th. If you don't have one of these amazing catalogs in your hot little hand, don't feel free to message me and I will get a catalog out to you. I actually have to go to the post office tomorrow. So message me tonight or in the morning and I'll get one out to you. But we're not allowed to open it up and show you the amazing pages yet. We're not supposed to until the catalog goes live. So you only get to see the cover for right now. But let me bring in the card we're going to be doing. Sorry, let me set that to the side. So here is the card we're going to be playing with tonight. So it says, "You are absolutely amazing," which every single one of you guys are. And this is going to flip up and say, "Thank you for everything," which I can't thank everybody enough for everything that they do. And then you're going to flip this guy up and you can write your sentiment on the inside. So it is kind of a fun fold. You can also do it this way, have your sentiment going vertical instead of horizontal. And it could flip open this way and have your sentiment. But this one we're going to be doing this way. I thought it was super unique and fun and different, and we're using the dies, and that's really what I wanted to focus on is this fun new die set. So literally this could be the outside of your page, and then you just work your way into smaller little fun squares or triangles. Such a fun set, and it has the flower to match. Let me bring in the stamp set. So this is the stamp set that coordinates with it. So this die will cut out this flower, and then the flower cuts out these two that coordinate together as well. And I loved "You are absolutely amazing." Love, love, love that sentiments. So that is what we're going to be playing with tonight. So let me scoot this out of the way, and I'm going to bring in the cardstock just so I can go over with the sizes that you guys need. Thank you, Karen. Love it. Okay, so I am using, this is one of the new in colors. It's called Soft Succulents, and this measures 4 1/4 by 11, and I scored it right in half. You need 2 pieces of basic white, and these are 4 by 5 1/4. I'm going to put one to the side because that is going to be our inside piece, and this one is, we're going to be doing some cutting. And then I just have a nice size scrap piece, and it's actually 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, but this size doesn't really matter. You just need a nice size scrap piece. And then I have a piece of basic white, and I cut this at 6 inches by 1 3/4, but it really doesn't need to be the 6 inches because we're going to do a little bit of cutting on this to make it the size we want to be the little flap. And I did score it on the one end at 3/4 of an inch. So that is what we're going to need. We're going to take these two pieces and set them aside, and we're just going to be working with these two for right now. So as you can see, there's lots and lots of layers on this card. So I didn't want it to be super atrocious to send it in the mail and having to have a couple extra stamps on it. So I wanted to show you a little trick to make it a tiny bit lighter. So let's get crafting. So we're going to start out with our soft succulent piece first. And I'm going to bring back in my dies. So the very first one, I am going to cut this piece out of. And then I'm going to come in and I'm going to take the smaller, one of the smaller pieces and run that through. And then I'm going to take this piece and run that through. So I literally have just now cut 3 pieces that we're going to need for our card out of one sheet of, or a half a sheet, quarter of a sheet of our cardstock. And then we'll come in with the basic white and we will cut our other pieces out of that. So let me move this out of the way and bring in my embossing machine. Let me scoot you back just a tad so it's not up in everyone's face. There we go. So let me bring in the boss. There we go. Bring in my plates. And as you can see, I use the same plate on Tuesday's live, and it is pretty hammered. I will not lie. I probably should get a new one, but it'll work because it's on the bottom, so we're not going to be able to see it. It's not going to leave little indentations on our paper. So I'm literally just going to set these in the center, kind of like I showed you earlier, and I'm going to run these through all at one time. Well, let's scoot that up just so it doesn't hang off the edge a little bit. There we go. Going to close this. It is a little bowed, so I probably should get a new one because it's a little hard for them to stay where they're supposed to when your plates are bent. So we're going to run this through. And I'm just going to run it back one more time just for good measures. And it's not really this hard to run through. I'm just in an awkward position with my embossing machine. And there's a fly on me. So I'm going to pull this out. There we go. And I'm going to set this aside. All the pieces are falling apart, but that's totally okay. And I'm going to bring in our basic white. And I'm going to cut in the center. And then we are going to need this piece again. So I'm going to set that right in the center. And then we need this last piece. And this last piece is going to go right in the middle of that guy. So look, if I bring in my dies, we have used every single one of those dies to create this card. And it looks a lot harder than it really is because I'm cutting them all at once. So it actually doesn't feel like it's that bad of a moment. There you go. So I'm going to run this through. Sorry, I'm having people text me, and I should have put my phone on silent. And maybe I will really quick. Sorry about that. I don't know how many more text messages I'm going to get. But there we go. So pull this out. We're going to lay this down, and we can get rid of our embossing machine. Set it on the counter just so it doesn't fall. So now we are left with all of these fun shapes, and we really are going to actually use most of them. So peel those apart. Let's set these back down. Actually, let's put it back on our mat so we can know which ones we actually used. And they'll be organized. There we go. One left. And set that one there. And you can poke all these guys out after the fact if you want. I'm not going to sit and do that on the live because hopefully we'll have enough time to make 2 cards. I did already prep everything to make the other one, so we won't have to die cut it again. So this piece we are not going to use. We can go ahead and pitch that, but we are definitely going to be using all the other pieces. So we are literally layering, oops, let's pop these guys out. There we go. So we're literally going to just layer these on top of each other. And we cut out the centers just so it made it a tiny bit lighter. I didn't do it purposely to save paper because I'm literally the queen of saying it's just paper. So, oh, you know what? We need, oh nope, this one, here it is. Well, nope, that'll work. I was gonna say, I cut a hole in the center, but it'll still work. Okay, so now I'm just gonna flip these over and adhere them together. I'm just gonna put some adhesive. I'm not using the green glue just because I don't want it all over my surface, just because there's kind of holes in all of these. So I'm gonna layer this on. There we go. And then we're going to put this piece down. There we go. And then let's put this one on top of it. So you can kind of see what we're getting so far. And let's see, this piece shouldn't have been cut. So let me grab the embossing machine. So I was so close. It's okay, good thing I have scrap paper over here. So we need to cut one more piece of this without cutting the center out. So that was my bad. So let me grab it really quick. This is what I get for doing a not very complicated card when you're tired. Okay, so we got to cut one more piece out real quick. So just when I put this piece on the white, you don't want to cut the center out. You want to leave the center and use another piece for this guy. It's so strange because it worked on my other one. So I don't know. Maybe I just did something wrong. There we go. It was an easy fix though. Trial and error, right? So we're going to pull this out. There we go. So now this is going to go on the inside. But before we do that, we need to take this piece. And our banner punch is retiring. So if you don't already have it and you still want to get it, I think it might still be on the clearance rack. So I brought this guy in. It's called the Taylor Tag Punch, and this works just as well also. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to line it up to the bottom pieces and kind of just make sure it's even on both sides. And then I'm going to punch, and it's going to give you that banner look as well. Oh, and I forgot to scooch you back in so you guys were a little closer. So just putting the Taylor Tag Punch in will make your banner punch also. So I'm going to fold that and give that a good crease. And I do want this to stick really well, so I am going to put tear tape on here. There we go. Peel that off. And then before we attach this to our card base, we're going to put this in the center and then wrap this around. So it's now glued to your card, to the front piece of your card. Now we can go ahead and come in with our card base. I already folded it, so we're just going to give that a good crease. And now we can attach this. It is a little funky when you're looking at it upside down because all these pieces are in there, but I promise you it does work. So lay this down. There we go. And now we can glue this to the inside. And nobody will ever know unless they tear your card apart that you cut all your pieces from the inside. There we go. Super cute, right? And easy. So I'm going to go ahead and put some adhesive on this piece. And then we'll start doing some decorating. So this one's going to go right on the inside. There we go. So let's go ahead and stamp the inside really quick. So I have the soft succulent ink. So I'm going to ink up the kind of base of the flower. I'm going to do that full strength. And I'm just going to come down here and do it right in the corner. And then I'm going to ink up using the same ink. The inside, I'm going to stamp off once and then come in and stamp over top of it. Thank you, Darlene. So there, your inside is done. So now we can concentrate on the outside. So my original card that I did, I put an extra layer on the back side. And the only reason why I did that is I didn't think when I put the adhesive on, I put the adhesive on the edges and it was too wide for this and it would have glued it straight down to my card. So when you're doing this, make sure you only put adhesive right in the center. Otherwise, you're going to have to cut another piece for it to go over. So this we can put right there. And then let's stamp our sentiment. You are totally amazing. We're going to stamp that right there. Hopefully it fits. I didn't want to put my head in the camera. Oh, not too shabby. And because this card is a little bit thicker than I usually do, I did not do anything with dimensions. I just didn't want to add too much to it. That's going to go right there. And in this set, I'll hopefully if I remember, I'll show you the new cases that they have made for us. They have this little splatter. And I actually love playing with the splatter. So I'm going to do a little bit of splattering on here, but I don't want to ink up my surface, so I'm just going to put my scratch paper underneath it. I'm just going to come in. Hopefully it looks right, because I didn't practice this. We're going to come down here and do a little bit at the bottom. That just kind of makes it where it's not so stark white. Oh, I actually think that looks pretty cute. So now you can come in and put your sentiment on the inside. And thank you for everything. And, oh, there it is. I thought I left it on my other table. So we're going to ink that up. And you can put it in the center. My original one I put closer to the top. It's just because I didn't make my little banner piece to go all the way down and I didn't want it to show. So this one I put up at the top. So there we go. Look how easy and simple this card was. And it's so cute and different. So you have the little tab that flips up, and then on the inside you can write your sentiment. And I think we might have time. Hopefully I didn't mess up the other one when I was cutting it. So I have everything pre-cut. Hopefully, cross our fingers that it works. And this one is in the Fresh Freesia, which is definitely a little bit harder to say. So let's just start assembling. Cross my fingers that I didn't mess this one up. But it's okay. We're all friends. Sometimes it's not very easy doing a Facebook Live because if you make a mistake in your own home and no one's watching, it's totally different than making a mistake when you have lots of people watching you. So we're going to line this up. There we go. Oh, I glued it to my table, but that's okay. That's why I'm using this glue and not the green glue. So this one is going to go on top. Oh, I probably should get the corners more than the center. There we go. Just make sure you assemble this before it's attached to your card. That is probably the biggest one. Oh, I didn't make the mistake. I did this one right. So you just want to make sure when you're assembling this guy that you're doing it before you attach it, just because we have to put that little flap on the front. There we go. And then our piece of white can go right on the inside. And you actually probably wouldn't even have to because I didn't cut the center out of that one like I wasn't supposed to. So you really don't have to have that piece, but I do like the little lines and everything that are on it. So don't glue it to your work surface. Oh, there we go. Okay, that works. So let's bring in our tailored tag punch again. I'm going to line this up, and that is going to make it where I can punch it and the banner is going to show. There we go. And look, perfect banner twice. That'll never happen again. I'm going to flip that up so I can put some tear tape on the back of it. So it's a pretty simple card once you get all of the pieces cut and prepared. So we're just going to line this up so it's covering. There we go. And now we can glue this down to our card base. And once it's glued down to the card base, you can kind of see it's picking up a little bit. It won't move. That's why I'm actually putting a little extra adhesive on here. It won't move once we glue it down. Make sure we crease this fold really well. And there we go. Easy peasy, right? I cannot wait to just be able to play with this set. It is absolutely beautiful. I love all of the designs on the borders. So fun. So remember, when you're gluing this down, you only want adhesive in the center. And we're going to put this right there. And then let's stamp our sentiment just to make sure it's not going to be cattywampus. So I'm going to open up the fresh freesia. I didn't clean my stamp, so I brought my chamois in. So I'm just going to wipe those off really quick. Let's ink this up. Stamp it. I can't concentrate and talk at the same time, so I had to be quiet there for a second. This one's going to go right in the center. And then let's lift this up and put the thank you for everything. Oops. There's a piece of shrapnel on there. We're going to put this right in the center. And then let's grab some of the little dots. I actually did really like that. So let's grab my scrap piece and put it underneath. You could stamp this before you glue it all together. That probably would have been a little bit smarter. But sometimes when you think about it, your card's already put together. So you're afraid to mess it up so you don't stamp it. There we go. And then let's do the inside. And then look, this card is done. Let's do the outline first. We're going to do the outline in bold. And then we're going to come in and do the inside. I don't think there's a right way for this to line up. I was moving it around a little bit, and then I just got a little frustrated, and I was like, I actually don't think there's a perfect line for it. And you actually really can't even see once you stamp off, but it gives a little bit of a halo of it, of the color. So we can go ahead and attach this. And our second card is done. It was so simple. It looked a lot harder than it really was, right? And I do have a couple little rhinestones over here from the new in colors. So let's sprinkle a couple of those on also. We always need a little bit of bling in our life. Thank you for all the hearts. I love it. Thank you, thank you. Well, maybe if this guy is going to go on there. Okay. Let's just use a good old fingernail. Perfect. And then let's grab a couple of the larger ones. And we'll put a couple up top. Oh, so cute. I love this. Let's put one right down there. There we go. I think that turned out so cute and so fun. And I actually have not seen a lot of these cards out there that are like this. And it's just something different. When you give this card to somebody, they're going to think that is the only sentiment in there. And then when they open it up, you can write whatever you want on the inside. So it doesn't take away from your card. And taking the centers out of these guys really helped that it's not as thick. So this one I didn't do that with, and it is definitely a lot heavier than the ones that I cut the centers out. So I definitely recommend doing that. One, it saves on paper, which it's just paper. It's not the end of the world. Use up your paper. But it actually will help with sending it through the mail, I think. So there you go. So we have polished pink. We have soft succulents. And this one is fresh freesia. Oh, if I can say that properly. Anyway, that is your guys' live for tonight. Thank you, everybody. Anna, I swear it really is super easy. You know, the biggest thing is making sure you have the stuff you need. And the embossing machine is what you need to create this card. I don't think you could create it any other way. But really quick, before I end, I did want to go over the new stamp cases that they have. So this is the new ones that are coming out. When you open it up, you're going to have your base where all of your stamps are attached. It will also have a clear plastic liner on the top that you just peel off. But what they did is they put all of the images on the inside. So when you get your stamp sets, you're going to take all of your pieces out and you're going to lay them right inside your stamp case. Literally, this is brilliant. I actually have always taken this out and slid it in the back and glued it down just so I could see it. And they have now done it for me. So I don't even have to do that anymore. It was so brilliant. I love, love, love this new idea. So you literally just peel them all off and lay them on the sticky on your case. And bam, you're done. And I do recommend saving these pieces because they work really well when you're doing shaker cards. So don't ever just find a good drawer and put these in there. Sorry, it's kind of hard to tell which way they go when you're talking. So save these guys, find a drawer and slide them in there. And when you start to do shaker cards, this is a perfect window sheets. Okay, there you go. Let me flip you over. And that was your guys' live. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I had so much fun creating it. It was definitely a little bit outside of my brain power today since I was up at 3 a.m. for work. But I did manage to put it together and I thought it turned out really fun. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you haven't RSVP'd for class on Saturday, I do have a few spots left available at the 8 a.m. and the 11 o'clock class. So feel free to shoot me a message if you want to come. If not, I will see everybody on Tuesday or on Saturday. We'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye. Thank you.